grandfather fish and the natural aquarium. Well, hi there. Glory. We got a whole bunch of people here before I even got here. Goodness sakes. That's amazing. Thank you for hanging out with me. I I didn't get any sleep last night. Not very much. And I just kind of nodded off about 45 minutes ago and just woke up. So I slept through the first 15 minutes of my live stream. If anyone would care to explain what happened, I'll be caught up and we'll be able to move forward from there. There are 1,000 stories, 1,000 stories. Oh, Lord. Well, we're having an exciting time over here. I decided not to buy fish this week, and then I put an order in for fish from Indonesia and from our local wholesaler. We're going to have a lot of nice fish in. We will be adding more fish to our list next week. These fish will not begin until Sunday evening, so we're going to have to drive up and get them. You have to go up to New Jersey. These are fish that come in. They'll come in from Indonesia Sunday morning, and they will go through them. It's what's it called? A transport? Not a transporter. Wrong word. It's an importer. That's what it is. An importer who I work with, who brings in fish from about 15 to 20 different countries every week. Huge variety and huge numbers of fish. And I'm one very small part of what comes in. So they'll get hundreds of boxes. I think I'll probably get 5 or 6 boxes this week, I guess. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. The fish that I'm getting come off of farms. So they're not fish from Indonesia. They're not native to Indonesia. They're fish really from all over the world. In fact, I've ordered some fish from Tanganyika, Lake Tanganyika, which I hope I get some. I was told the order is going to be a little late. And so I may not get a good fill rate on some of the Tanganyika fish I've ordered. We'll see. I've been trying to get to Boise. I've not had to Boise for a long time. So that's one. But there are a lot of other really neat fish that I'm looking forward to. Somebody jumping out of the pond there. We have some relative aggression going on in the pond. Boy, it looks like I'm in the shade, in the shadow here. I wonder if I can bring this up. Am I, is it really, I was thinking it looked dark. Maybe it's not. I fiddled around with the camera for a long time trying to figure out. I guess I'll take my hat off. That'll probably help. See my white hair at least. All right, let's see what we got for comments here. We got a lot of comments. Well, I'm gonna have a hard time reading it. Wow. Let's see. Hello, Bobby Fish. Nerds. Nerds. Who is this? Oh, Adam. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you, Adam. And who else is here? CL412, Greg Guppy Guy, Karen Naresh. Naresh has been working on a secret project. We have a secret project in the works, which I've mentioned a little bit about before. We're not going to expose it until it's done, and it will probably take at least another month to get there. But it's gonna, if it works out, and we'll hope it does, it's gonna be something really extraordinary that we're frankly very excited about. I've been trying to put the world of Father Fish together. Boy, does this look dark to you? It looks really, really dark to me. Let me see, maybe I can lighten it up real quick. Give me a second here. Yeah, it really is dark, isn't it? Let's see. Try and brighten it up. I don't want to wash it out. It's the problem of saturation. I don't know. It's a thing called temperature. Exposure. Here we go. There we go. Now I've lost. Now it's too dark. I mean, too light. I guess that's. See if I can do this without losing my head. I don't know if it's better or worse. I don't think it's better. Vibrance. Let's go back to brightness now. I don't know. Is that better? Or is that worse? It's probably worse. It looks washed out to me. I don't know. Oh, anyway, what else we got here? Let's see. An NMC 140 CL412. Adam says, you Greg. Kimco Super Duty Chum. Howdy Fish People. Carbon Gardener. And I can't wait to have Father Fish on my podcast next week called A-List Talks with Adam. Looking forward to it. That'll be fun. Well, hello, Father Fish. Hello, Super 9. Gardener says Kimco Super. Oh, Adam said it was very dull till now. Well, I expect it was, actually. My blue discus, this is Kimco. My blue discus has all clear fins and gaining girth and pooping. He taught me so much that I have to deal with. And then just everything turns out extremely healthy. Thank you all so much. Well, that's very nice. Thank you, Kimco. Yeah, we moved a couple of discus into another tank. We had 10 discus in this queue behind me. It was getting I thought it was a little overdone. So we moved a couple of them into the cube up front, the one that the forest cube, the forest tank, the one that has the big trunk in it. And they didn't do well in there at all. In 2 or 3 days, they were like, ugh, they're barely hanging on. So we pulled them out, and we had to. I think they got a fungus or a bacteria, rather. I think. So we treated them, and one of them is fine. The other one, it's okay now. Well, the one we treated and put back, and the other one's still in treatment, but he's looking pretty good. So we'll move him back. Um, what I've realized about discus is discus go down when the organics in the water increase. They seem not to like water that has very much in the way of dissolved solids. They like really, I don't want to say clean, clear, and pure exactly, but I guess it is. I think they just like rainwater. They tend to come up during the flood season, the monsoon season, when it rains really so heavily that the water rises, the water table goes up 20, 30 feet. I mean, it just, varoom. The water goes into the forest. It overflows the banks and just goes up and goes up into the branches of the trees. So it's a huge volume of new water. And that's what they spawn in. They go way up into that. And they get up literally in the tree branches and are living in the tree branches, just like birds, except it's flooded. That water is flowing very slowly. It is flowing, but it's flowing slowly. But mostly it's almost pure rainwater. It's just really, really um, very clear water with very low dissolved solids. Now, it does get a lot of tannins in it. So it tends to be very often, it'll tend to be pretty yellow. And then when it goes down, they go back out into the riverbed, which is nothing like that at all. So it's not like they can't tolerate water that is darker and danker with more dissolved solids in it. They just, I don't know. Maybe it's the time of the year or something. They're very strange animals. Discus are very strange. Anyhow, I think they're doing fine. I look at them every day. I sit here and watch them. We've taken to doing about 25% water change a week with them. You can tell by the color of the water, there are a lot of tannins in that water. I don't know exactly why. I don't really know. It's no driftwood in there, just rock and plants. Who knows? Strange fish, strange condition. And I think it's extremely active from doing that 1 year water change. I'll bet it is too. Bet it is. Hello, Kim Go Super. What's this? I was in the wrong one. What was the right one? Wonder why it looked different. Yeah, I don't know. Strange. Hello, Fish Fam. Christian is here. Why did that water change make my tank extremely active? I think when you get a water change, It's kind of a spring thing. You get a sudden burst of energy. Um, think of, I don't know, it's the it's sort of seasonal, sort of. It's like spring. Through the summer, things kind of languish, and I think that's what happens with water. It picks up more and more dissolved solids. Now, the plants pull a lot of that out. So, if you have an extremely heavily planted tank, you probably really aren't going to notice it. This tank that the discus are in is very minimally planted. It's really not much in there at all. We tried not to do some of the major absorbers that we usually have in tanks because they tend to glut the tank. You know what we could put? We could put some floaters in there. I might do that. Trouble is, I got duckweed in so much of it. Well, we'll see. I have a lot of rickia, and rickia might do well with them. We'll give that a shot. Drag it out of them. Drag it out of them. Why did that water change? Who's that? Who's that? Nels Vids. You look like Smurf mode is activated. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I keep fiddling with it. No more I fiddle with it, the worse it gets. Let's see. Let's give it one more shot here. Reduce contrast. Well, that helps already, doesn't it? Just get the brightness level down. Maybe that's all I need. Let's just leave it at that. Is that better? That seems better. All right. Kim is Jacob? I don't think so. Oh, Kim is Jacob. Oh. Who's Jacob then? If Kim is Jacob, is Jacob Kim? Oh dear. Oh, we got more. What's the proper? This is the proper one. It is the one with like the black device looking thing. I just seen Father Fish isn't clicked in. What time is it? 7:22. I see. So this is all the conversation that was going on before I got here. I see. You guys way ahead of me. Need more windows. So how that looks. Clear water since day one. Let's see. Poly filters in my sump, 2 poly filters in my sump. Every week I change them out. Wow. That's interesting. Changing the poly filters every week. Huh. Yeah, I guess that'll get it down to a micron, actually. It'll get it pretty tight. What's this? The blue one I got is doing the best. He was the worst of the 3 when I got him in my care. Discus one, you always baby them more than my angels to make them feel more comfortable. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think they're sissies. I have tiny jumping bugs floating on the top of my aquarium water, and also a ton of microscopic shrimp. You know, what are they called? They're not leaf hoppers. I don't remember what they're called. Something like leaf hopper. Um, if you put, and we've got them on sale, as a matter of fact, um, the hatchet fish feed on them. Hatchet fish are a surface feeder, and they're looking for insects, little tiny bugs on the surface of the water. So if you have those little leaf hoppers, the name of which escapes me at the moment, um, in your tank, hatchet fish will be delighted to control their population. Let's see. I think I heard that before, maybe on the Discord or something. TDS, what should TDS be? That's a really good question. I've had TDS as high as close to 500 when I was in Florida. I had an open system, but even so, and I got actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, I guess 6 open systems. They weren't really open systems, they were circulating systems. And each of them had 30 or 40 tanks. And in one of the systems, the water got extremely hard. It got up around 500. And I frankly did not see any particular negative effect on the fish. In fact, it grew plants better than most of the other, although they all grew plants. They all grew plants well. But I remember measuring it and I was shocked how high it was. It was like 475, 480, something like that, really, really high. But again, there were no negative effects. In fact, I put some brackish fish in there before I knew that did extremely well in that system. Most of the fish in there were, let me think, most of them, I think most of them were Central American, actually. So they tended to be more brackish and older water. So that would kind of figure. A lot of the Central American fish, these are the big cichlids, like this, the big stuff. A lot of those come out of water that is the water that feeds the ocean or that feeds the Gulf. And so it has some salt intrusion, which means that the water is somewhat brackish. Not all of it, but some of it. So that's going to mean that the TDS is going to be higher, naturally higher. Springtail, thank you. Who said that? Myco Super. Springtails, exactly. Well, now wait. Is that right? Because the springtails, they're the same size. Springtails you usually find in an atrium environment. They're in the soil, in the earth. These are hopping around on the water surface. I guess they could be a water surface springtail. That does kind of ring a bell. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a really good biologist that way. Springtail, somebody else agrees. Can't go against the flow here, I guess. Don't forget to hit the like. Those hatchets are cool. Though they only come in silver. That's all we have right now, but they're not small. They're pretty big. They're like inch and a half. Some of them might be pushing 2 inches. They're pretty good size. So you might, they're well worth the risk. They are the pure silver. We don't have any marbles, but they've been holding up. We got them in about 3 weeks ago, I guess, and I don't think we've lost one. I think they've all held up really, really well. So they're pretty solid and stable. So long as they ship okay, we should be fine. Yeah, pH is near 8. Well, that typically, yes. Typically, water with a high TDS has a lot of carbonates in it. Now, it ain't necessarily so. You can have hard acidic water. It can happen. It's very unusual because typically um, carbonates are part of whatever the environment is that is dissolving into the water, increasing TDS. But there are places where it's not. There are places where the TDS can be high, where it can be hard water and not necessarily a high pH, not necessarily base water. It could be neutral. It could even be somewhat acidic. I can't say I've ever had that in that condition, but I think the reality is everywhere I've ever lived, the water was alkaline. I don't think I've ever lived anywhere where the water was acidic. I really wouldn't know how to act. I wouldn't know how to treat it. I'd probably wind up dissolving solids in it or something, making it hard. Although it would be fun. I've got certain kinds of fish that are really light that are saltwater fish, and I always tend to try to keep them in hard water, and they never last real long. If I can keep them 6 months to a year, I'm doing well. They would do better in soft acid water, but I don't have soft acid water. The only way to get it would be with a water softener, not a water softener with an RO system. No, water softener reduces, well, it doesn't really reduce TDS. It does take a lot of it takes like iron out, magnesium, some of the other minerals, but it leaves sodium chloride in. So it ain't really reducing TDS all that much. It softens it a bit. I have hard alkaline, me too. Hard alkaline well water. I think I saw my tank at 1200 TDS. 1200 TDS, that's like salt water. TDS of salt water, TDS of brackish is like 900. It's beyond that. If there's any sodium in it, it'll taste salty. But saltwater range is 12 up to 25, 26, 27, pushing 30 sometimes. 25 is pretty solidly ocean water. 1200's stiff. Yeah, that's pretty hard. So my family has TDS. Yeah. Well, it's good that you love them in spite of themselves. I know. I know. Was fish streaming or was they fine? Stressing. Oh, stressing. My springtails are up top, hopping on the water. Something about deranged presidents or the folks that don't love him. What? Well, poor you. I'm on a well, 750 plus out of the tap. Pretty stiff stuff. Tank naturally dropped it to almost 8 pH. You're going to make me get up and test. Right. Plants need that. Plants do need that. That's absolutely right. You don't get a lot of plant growth in soft acid water. It just doesn't happen. Water tastes like water, no salt taste. All right. I'm falling asleep here again. I think I need to go. I think to go home, go to bed. I finally got to sleep at 6 o'clock this morning and slept till about 8:30. And I've been in here I think I got in, I don't know, 9:30 or something. Took me a while to get my act together. And I've been here all day. I did go out a little while, but I don't even remember what for. Something, get a sandwich. No, I went out. I went out before that, but I don't know why or what I was doing. The day has just gotten beyond me. I guess I should say a little more about where we're going. I've become completely disenchanted with YouTube. Um, the YouTube that I joined 7 or 8 years ago no longer exists. It just isn't there anymore. And mainly what that means to me is the community that was engendered by the way YouTube was functioning is virtually not existent. I mean, there has not been a community of fish tubers that's come together since then in a way that that early group did. And it remains now little enclaves. So what I'm looking to do is get on a platform where we can build community again, where people can genuinely share, it can be a part of each other's hobby, and be a part of something bigger, something that's fun and substantial. And, I happen to think Father Fish is fun and substantial. We have a book out, we've got a store, we're just doing so many really exciting things. We're leading a revolution, we are. So I want to be in a place where I can really engender that, where I can join people to be participants in it, and where we can build. And the impetus is no longer there on YouTube. It's gone. It just isn't there. It's not possible to do it anymore. So I'm not completely abandoning YouTube. I'm going to keep doing shorts because that'll keep my account active. But I'm going to be doing a different kind of longer videos that'll be more exploratory. And we're going to be doing them in a different format, one that really will allow people to participate in the process. So I'm just sort of throwing out teases right now, but I think when we get there, it's going to take about a month to get it built and get it working. Once we're there, we'll invite everybody to join us, and I think we'll all be pleased. I think it'll be something that we'll enjoy, and that'll that'll recreate that community that we're really so anxious to be able to maintain. Do 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 do. Think my Episto Agassiz spawn. Oh, how wonderful! Wonderful. YouTube's layout is getting weird. It's hard to understand. It is. It just, and there's no dependability to it. I mean, I used to do for years. I was averaging 15 to 25, 30,000 views per video. And now if I get to 5,000, it's the new high. 5,000 is a good performing video. And that takes months to get there. You know, I could do 15,000 in a day. I have a hard time doing 1,000 in a day today. And maybe it's just gotten old and boring. I don't know. But I think it's not me. I think it's YouTube. You know, I've twisted myself into being a contortionist to try to adapt, and there ain't no adapting. It's not just me, it's everybody. Big, medium, and small. Everybody is complaining about the same thing. I think once AI was given full control of YouTube, it created little tiny boxes that it puts everybody in their own little box. And you can't get out of that box. You know, I can reach maybe 10, 15,000 people total out of the billion people who are on YouTube. To 1,000th of 1%. And I can't reach more than that. Simply cannot be done. I'm locked in a box and I'm done with it. It's too much frustration and too little reward. I want to be able to build community, and I want to be able to really encounter people and get involved and have a real interchange. And you just can't do it on YouTube. It's not set up for that. So we'll see. We're getting there. We're right at the early stages, but we pretty well nailed down what we want to do and where we want to do it. Now it's a matter of trying to put it together. And I've got some really, really brilliant people involved in the process. So we'll see if we can make it happen. Anyway, that kind of brings us down to the witching hour. I've run out of water and my mouth is dry. So I'm sorry I was late getting here. I'll do better next week. I'll get some sleep the night before. I don't know quite what happened. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night. So God bless you. Love you all. And I will be catching up with Brenda and Dina tomorrow night. That's always fun. And then Brenda and Megan on Sunday, and then I'll be back here next Tuesday. Looking forward to it. God bless you all. Bye for now.